Grand Raw Rising, kings and queens. Grab your coffee or your tea and enjoy some sacred healing space for all ages and reflections that are welcomed. No matter if you're at work, watching the kiddos at home, or even driving on the road, Rising with Raw is a beautiful sacred space to learn about the chakras as well as receive our collective card reading for the day. Along with this, we will have beautiful guests and members of the tribe come on to share their gifts, their practices, knowledge, and wisdom as we self-empower and become aware of who we are as we go forth by day.
Walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian. Yeah, she walking like an Egyptian. Walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian.
Lessons that are tricky or uniquely challenging are presenting themselves. This is also a message to get grounded. Spirit guide Pixie of the Light Language Oracle. She also mentioned having fun. It is where we put forth our creative energy into masculine energy. This is our discernment system.
What are you grabbing to where it's adding on to what you're doing and what you're becoming? Because society has to go away from the ambitions of our external projections of what we want and how we use that to showcase who we are, to aspirational ambitions on what we want to become and how we want to be remembered.
Yeah. And I think what you're talking about is people, these younger generations, they have to learn how to find their passion.
Mm-hmm.
They have access to so much, it's information overload.
Right.
And they're good at, they're kind of good at so much.
Hey everybody, grand day, grand rising to all of you, and welcome. Welcome to another Rising with Raw episode. So as you guys just saw, our last episode of Rising with Raw, which took place on Monday, we explored the throat chakra, and we also had a collective card reading about Pixie, the spirit guide of the Light Language Oracle, dealing with ungroundedness, as well as balancing play with structure and discipline. And there's also some more as well if you guys ever want to watch that last episode on the YouTube channel, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. And That was the throat chakra again for everybody out there. My name for all of you guys out there as the host or the pharaoh at the space is Marcus Christolight. I am the founder of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. And today on this Rising with Ra, we are going to be exploring our collective card reading of the day, which will be from the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. Along with that, we'll also be touching on our chakra of the day, which is going to be the third eye chakra. We will be exploring in depth the details of this energy center and its relation to our human being, so we may develop a more conscious relationship and chemistry with this chakra for maintenance and continuous balance and activation throughout our life. Along with that, I'll also be doing a third eye chakra Reiki energy guided practice that we can all participate in, dealing with crystals, Reiki, and a little bit of guidance with the breath. And then lastly, I'll also be touching on a little bit of the Kybalion today, the Hermetic philosophy, as we will be exploring the principle of mentalism to relate with the third eye chakra. So that is what to look for today in this episode of Rising with Ra, as we explore the third eye chakra and our Beyond Lemuria Oracle reading for the collective today. With that being said, I shall waste no more time and go ahead and deliver our Oracle card reading. Alrighty. So we have the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck today. Okay, so our single card pull of today for this collective reading, we have number 12, water, the overflow. With that being said, I'll go ahead and start out the book. Number 12, water, in this Lemuria deck, represents abundance, non-attachment, the paradigm of no scarcity, allowing financial and energetic gifts to flow through and create more. Themes: allowing for flow, receptivity, the path of least resistance, purity, clearing away that which no longer serves, and emotion. So I'm seeing right now that some of us may be experiencing very large very large tides or influxes of emotional energy lately. And there's numerous reasons why we could be experiencing an influx of emotional energy. And it's kind of something to check in and tap into for yourself. But one reason why we could be feeling a lot of emotional energy could be because perhaps we have a lot of buried or a lot of stored emotions that we have held on to in our system. And then those layers are being unraveled and opened up. So then that can create, a tide of emotional energies to then surface within our being after being stored and buried into density within our energetic self. So think about that and really try to dial in and be present with why these emotions are coming up, where they're coming from, and what type of messages and relation they could have for you. So number two with that, I'm also hearing some of us may be feeling ran by our emotions. And if we're feeling ran by our emotions, this is where I give the gentle reminder of grounding. Finding spaces to ground, whether it is outside in nature, doing earth star or root chakra practices, or breath work or meditation, just finding ways to ground your energy so that when these emotions do arise and when they come through, there can be more of a stable approach because you have a strong foundation. And then this stability and strong foundation grounding you at the root helps you be able to not be swayed, controlled, and manipulated by the emotions, but rather to be a firm observer that is aware and sure of their self, but experiencing a temporary experience, experiencing emotions passing through, and they do not need to be held on to. So the more that we have groundedness, the more that we are releasing our attachments, the more that we are clearing out the negative self-sabotaging patterns in our mind, then we are able to then bring a lot less resistance into these processes of alchemy with the emotions that we're experiencing. I also want to give us the reminder that we are not our emotions. We are not the experience of the emotions, but it is something that is just an aspect or a part of your being and your experience in order to give you information as well as energy, some type of manner or fashion. So I'm also hearing too is perhaps do an inventory on yourself. Check in and see in your layers, in your multidimensional self, where there is resistance, where there is blockages, and where there is clogs within your energy field. Whether it's your chakras, your meridian points, or physically your organs, your intestines, and your glands, as well as your blood flow. Are there any blockages or density within those areas, within those layers, that could be causing major resistance in the flowing of your waters, the flowing of your energy body? The more that you take time to clear, have great spiritual hygiene, and take care of yourself, the more that you can have that overflow continuously circulating and flowing through you. That overflow is your electrical system. It's your magnetic field. And if your magnetic field, your electric system, your toroidal isn't functioning properly, then this is where we can have a lot of resistance, illness, and disease being caused within our being. And then last, I'm also hearing, think about the way that you're interacting with water. Are you interacting with water in a very mundane way, where you don't really see water as a living consciousness or a divine element that does alchemy and works with you? Or are you seeing water as a very sacred, very beautiful, and powerful consciousness and spirit that you can interact with, set intentions with, and then also guide for it to deliver its beautiful benefits to certain areas and in different ways into your energy field? So it's just something to think about. Are you being conscious with the water that you're interacting with, whether it's in the shower, drinking it, out in nature, or are you really being in tune with what it is? And the very last thing I have for that is, if you want to ascend, if you want to become more clear, then we got to think about things that have gotten us to being distorted, that have gotten us blocked up, that have caused density. And those things that have caused that, then we more likely have to let go of it. Or we got to be able to step into a different version of it or approach it in a different way. Because if we're just holding on to the things that are causing resistance in our life, as well as blockages and stagnation, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult for us to ascend and become lighter if we're holding on to the things that are keeping us dense and got us into a distorted place in the first place. So it can be tough, people, places, and things may not be serving us much longer in this time, especially as we're getting ready to transition into the fall time. There's going to be some falling off, as we say, the leaves falling off of the tree, the colors changing. We're entering a new season soon, and we're no longer going to be in that ramped up summer energy. We're going to be in that fall energy, getting prepared for winter. So keep in mind, how are you aligning yourself? How are you preparing yourself for the new cycle of season, the change of the as above and so below of what we're moving through here? Are you even preparing yourself consciously for the fall? I found it very fun. I found it really beautiful and creative to just kind of intuitively, when I feel in the moment, to try to align myself with these different astrological energies as well as the cycles of the seasons, just because there is energies there to align with. And also remembering that I am connected to nature, as I am a part of nature. So if I'm aligning myself with these cycles, then I feel that I'm able to optimize and utilize the cycles and the energies for what they are divinely made for. So that's our card reading for today. We have water, the overflow, and remember what it takes, the accountability, the responsibility, the actions required to keep yourself clear so that the overflow may continue to flow through you. It can't flow through you too well if there's a lot of blockages in these chakras, as well as blockages all throughout your being. Keep in mind of that. Keep in mind. So that's our collective card from the Lemurian Oracle deck. Water. All right. If anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if you have anything to say about water as well. Also, hydration check for everybody out there. Stay hydrated and make sure you have nice, clean water, that is. So I've been drinking shungite water for about 5 years now. I make it at home myself. It's my main water system is shungite water. And if you're interested in shungite water, you guys can check it out on my YouTube channel. Go under playlist and then Shungite Water 101. I talk about how to make shungite water at home, the simple steps it takes, the health benefits, and the reasons why you may want to consider switching over to shungite water, not just for yourself, but for your families, for your coworkers, and anybody else that you know. Shungite water is a beautiful, beautiful, cheap, affordable, high quality water system that is way less priced than Kangen machines, reverse osmosis, and all these different things they pay thousands for. You can get shungite for less than $100, not have to pay for it for years. And then it's a continuous just recycling of using the shungite. And you have nothing else to buy besides a container. You just keep filling up the container with the shungite. Amazing health benefits, one of the most organic and natural ways. Plus you have a living consciousness of earth in your water system, creating living structured water, and on top of that giving you minerals. There's just so many things like I could touch on. You stop buying plastic, you stop going to the grocery store to get water, you get to put your own intentions and your own energy into the water. Really cool stuff. But yeah, just reach out if you have any questions about it. And you can also watch on the YouTube channel, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, 2 episodes on there about shungite water. I'm not really sure how well my internet is right now, but I'm just going to get through this, share what we need to share, and continue on with the day. Appreciate all of you guys that are tapped in. All right, so we'll go ahead and move over into our chakra of the day. And our chakra of the day is going to be the third eye chakra. All right, the third eye chakra. So the third eye chakra is located between the brows. So it's right there between the eyebrows. It's not in the middle of the forehead, but between the eyebrows at the top of the nose. That is where the third eye center is. Now the mantra for this chakra is Om. So it's pretty similar to Om, but instead it's Om, H-U-M. And to do a mantra, you just simply take a deep breath in. Down the exhale. That's an example of a mantra for the third eye chakra, Om. So that mantra is a tone, an octave that, due to its vibrational frequency, resonates with that energy center, therefore adjusts and recalibrates that center. Traits of the third eye chakra: it resonates at 852 hertz frequency. So you can use that through singing bowls, tuning forks, different things on YouTube, and other places as well. You just type in 852 hertz. The color that it's associated with is indigo, so this is between blue and purple. And then the physical parts of the body that it governs and is connected directly with is the pituitary, and the pineal glands, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, and the brain. Traits that it manifests or characteristics that it manifests into our life to experience. So it is the main center that governs our circadian rhythm, as well as our biological clock and cycles. It stores our hormones and chemical regulation in the body, in the brain. And it also contains our melatonin, melanin, dopamine, serotonin, all those things that would be around the pineal and pituitary glands. Next, it is our direct center for accessing our psychic abilities or psychic senses. So that's tapping into our light body abilities. And it is also our intuitive guidance system. So when we're hearing our intuition in our mind or in our head, and we're hearing that intuition, that's where it's coming from. It's coming from that third eye center. And yes, it's okay to talk to yourself. You know, you're the one to give yourself counsel and guidance. You have different versions of you that are in collaboration with each other. You have a higher self, you have your human self, and then, whatever else you choose to, in your own free will, connect with as a spirit guide or whatever it may be to you. It's completely up to you, and it's no right or wrong on how you mentally connect with different guides and different voices and different beings through your human experience. Whether it's Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Ganesha, Krishna, Buddha, archangels, Ra, Horus, it's all valid. It is all archetypes of the all, representing different frequency and different energies to reflect back to us, as nothing is separate. So it's also one of the main centers where we can do astral travel, as well as access lucid states. It's our manifesting center, as well as our projector of our reality and perception. And then it is where we hold divine wisdom and insight. Now we'll go ahead and move over into overactivations and blockages. Oh, excuse me. Releasing a little bit. So overactivations in the third eye can be having an ungrounded mind, being mentally manipulative of others, so being very forceful with your beliefs and trying to, manipulate others into doing certain things, or, abiding by your own personal pleasure, things like that. The next, psychic attacks. So when our third eye center is too open, that leaves us vulnerable to unconsciously allowing in the energies of psychic attacks. And that psychic attack is really ultimately a negative experience to then bring us back into balance with ourselves. Now, when I say negative, I don't mean good or bad, this and that. I mean negative as in positive polarity, negative polarity. Vibrations underneath balance would be considered negative. Vibrations above balance would be considered positive. Just talking about frequency and energy. Next, we have being over analytical. So completely neglecting that creative side, that feminine side of ourselves, to stay in the masculine and be over analytical about everything and logical. And then also you can be in psychosis like states. So this is where you're between dimensions mentally and you have a hard time integrating back into your third dimension. This can cause things like psychosis because you're mentally in another dimension while also trying to be present in your physical body. It's just not happening. There's a lot of energetic and metaphysical things behind all of these mainstream medical labels that we get slapped on. And when we can peel those layers beyond the labels, go beneath the surface and go to the roots in this type of holistic approach, we can really see things in a more alchemizable way, or a more transformative, self-empowered way, remembering that nothing's finite. And any of these labels are really not 100% accurate, because these labels are based on finite type of things, putting things in boxes when really nothing is in a box. These are all frequencies, these are all aspects of frequencies and energy. And we can understand that, then we're able to move through things a little bit quicker on a more quantum level, rather than a mundane physical level, moving through the most dense layers of ourselves in order to heal. We instead take it from an approach of a lighter energy, a lighter light speed, a quicker vibrational rate, due to being in a higher energy field, such as the light body. All right, so now blockages in the third eye chakra. Blockages can result into head pressure, so that's headaches, migraines, insomnia, and nightmares. So I know some of us struggle with sleeping at night. Doing third eye chakra relaxations and practices can definitely help you with being able to rest properly and get your brain regulating so you can sleep. Blocks can also result into things like confusion on your life path, being susceptible to mind control, having a hard time seeing the bigger picture or solutions during your experience or during a problem, cognitive distortions in our perception, and then limited or degrading thoughts. These are all ways that blockages can take place in the third eye chakra. So now we'll go ahead and move into some ways to balance and bring activation and clearing to the third eye. And one of those ways is through foods and herbs. The foods and herbs for the third eye chakra, it's going to be red onion, cabbage, raisins. This one I really love. This is a key one. Avoid sodium fluoride. So avoid drinking fluoride in your water. Avoid it in your toothpaste, as fluoride is a very hazardous and poisonous compound that, when ingested, deteriorates parts of the body. And it also deteriorates and dries out and calcifies our pineal gland. And our pineal gland is super important for the function of our brain, as it stores many of our main and most important chemicals in our body, such as our dopamine and serotonin, and the things that help us be able to feel alive and feel capable of functioning in our life through the brain. So, the more calcified your pineal gland is, then the more docile you are, the more easy you are to be controlled, because you're not able to even feel the things that you need to feel as a human being. There's a lot of ways out there to decalcify your pineal gland. Just research for yourself. It's a pretty, I don't like to say important, because I don't like to do the whole this is more important than that. But for me, I feel like it's pretty important, especially if you're someone that really wants to be a conscious co-creator in this world and be the best version of yourself and be available every day, or the days that you would like to. If we're not able to function properly through our brain, there's a lot of things that come with that. So you can also take Mushroom superfoods. So this is going to be your lion's mane, turkey tail, cordyceps, reishi, things of that nature. Cacao, great for the heart and the third eye. And then we have rosemary, juniper, mugwort, valerian, kava. And I'll go ahead and also add on to there lavender and chamomile. So valerian, kava, lavender, and chamomile, they are all really good for relaxation of the third eye, relaxation and soothing of the brain, as well as clearing out and transmuting. Mugwort is great for dreams, so going into dream state. And of course, you can drink these in teas. You can take them in tinctures, salves, all sorts of different ways. Essential oils for the lavender, rosemary. All right. Welcome, Eduardo. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. Much love. Much love to you. Roots and Ariels, good to see you. All right, so now we'll go ahead and go over some crystals for the third eye chakra as well. If I can find them. Aha. Okay. So crystals for the third eye chakra. We have terahertz. So terahertz is a really interesting one. Terahertz is really good for psychic protection. So rather than being like a, denser grounding protection energy, like onyx or obsidian, tourmaline, terahertz is more of a higher vibrational, angelic realm protection. It works with the higher chakras. So it's really good protection for psychic attacks, psychic energy, the metaphysical world, things like that. So if you're someone that is actively a practitioner, a teacher, someone that really speaks the truth and faces resistance in your life, then terahertz is really great for protecting that mind and that third eye. So next we have amethyst, we have azurite, lepidolite, sugarlight, indigo kyanite, iolite, and moonstone. All beautiful crystals that you can use directly for the third eye chakra. All right. So that does it for our third eye chakra education of today, for our chakra of the day on Rising with Ra. If you have any comments, feel free to drop them. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them. And we'll continue on. So I wanted to read a little bit out of the Kybalion today. And what I wanted to read was principle number 1. Principle number 1 is the law of mentalism. In the law of mentalism states or talks about how everything in existence is mental and of the mind. So we're going to go ahead and read a little bit about that. And as I said throughout this, if you guys have questions or if you would like to share anything, feel free. All right. So principle 1, or law number 1 of the 7 Hermetic principles. The principle of mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental. This principle embodies the truth that all is mind. It explains that the all, which is the substantial reality underlying all the outward manifestations and appearances, which we know under the term of the material universe, or the phenomena of life, or matter, or energy. And in short, all that is apparent to our material senses is spirit, which in itself is unknowable and undefinable. And that's something that's been really key for me to really to honor, is to know that it's not knowable or definable. And what I find is, as human beings, we get so caught up in trying to define source. We try to define, God, Christ consciousness, all that is. But it's not definable because it's infinite. So for me, I just decided to let go of that. Like, why am I trying so hard to define what is infinite, what is unexplainable to the human senses when it comes to its complete capacity of what it is? So, I let go of that. I stopped trying to define it. I stopped trying to label the source and all that is as one man or one woman, but to just remember that it's everything. It's literally everything. Not specifically one thing, not specifically a man with a beard, not specifically a woman creator, but it's every single thing that is in existence and ever will be. So that's the way I see it. It's like, what is there to define? Why are we arguing about it? Why are we saying this person's right, this person's wrong, this person needs to be persecuted, this person needs to be put on a pedestal because of the way that they articulate a illusion of the creator, all that is, when there is no true definition, there is no defining, because it's infinite. And with that, it's giving me a lot of space and relief to just live my life, to be, to create, to enjoy this eternal flow. Because what do we have to argue about? What do we have to prove? What do we have to disprove? What do we have to sit here and slander each other for on the internet? Because this person believes this about it. This person believes that about it. When it's everything. Every single thing that we can concept is God, is source, is the all. And always will be. Just wanted to share that, express that. I love you guys. We're fighting for no reason with each other. So as we continue on the principle of mentalism in the Kybalion, so all that is apparent to our material senses is spirit, which in itself is unknowable and undefinable, but which may be considered and thought of as an universal, infinite living mind. It also explains that all the phenomenal world or universe is simply a mental creation of the all, subject to the laws of created things, and that the universe as a whole and in its parts or units has its existence in the mind of the all, in which mind we live and move and have our being. The principle, by establishing the mental nature of the universe, easily explains all of the varied mental and psychic phenomena that occupy such a large portion of the public attention, and which, without such explanation, are understandable and defy scientific treatment. An understanding of this great hermetic principle of mentalism enables the individual to readily grasp the laws of the mental universe and to apply the same to his well-being and advancement. The hermetic study is enabled to apply intelligently the great mental laws instead of using them in a haphazard manner. With the master key in his possession, the student may unlock the many doors of the mental and psychic temple of knowledge and enter the same freely and intelligently. This principle explains the true nature of energy, power, and matter, and why and how all these are subordinate to the mastery of mind. One of the old Hermetic masters wrote long ages ago, "He who grasps the truth of the mental nature of the universe is well advanced on the path to mastery." And these words are as true today as the time they were first written. Without the master key, mastery is impossible, and the student knocks in vain at the many doors of the temple. If we can't realize that our reality for our human life begins with our mind, what I just read says it all. You will continuously be swayed by the outside world. You will continuously be manipulated and controlled subtly or obviously by the world. You will be more likely to be controlled and swayed by your family, your loved ones, your coworkers, your boss, the TV, anything you can think of. You're just going to base your life off of it. Now, the more you realize, the more that we realize and really take in the accountability and the power of knowing that my mind, I have a unique one and an individualized one within the collective, and I get to carve through my own intentions and through my perspectives my own reality within this universe and have my own little universe within the universe to experience with. And it's always happening. That's the thing. Like, it's always happening, whether we're conscious of it or not, whether we put effort into it or not. We are assimilating our reality through our mind every moment. Right now we are. When you go to bed, you are. When you wake up, you are. There's no escaping it. So if there's no escaping it, why don't we lean into it a little bit more? Why don't we lean into these truths, these knowledges of self, and do something about this? Do what we can to be able to control the parts of ourselves that we can, so that we can have a reality or an experience that we truly would like to have in our intentions and heart. But if we're not clearing out our mind, if we're not restructuring our programming, the direction of our thoughts, then it's more likely that we're vibrationally going to continue to feed those energies and feed those cycles that is aligned with those frequencies. So that's the first principle of the Hermetic principles of the seven, and that is the principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. So I'm gonna let you guys kind of savor on that. Allow yourself to process, integrate anything from that reading And feel free to revisit this as well in the replay anytime. And I also want to remind us, consider your beliefs right now. I know we get on autopilot, we get impulsive, we can say things that we don't really mean. But I invite you to really think about it for a moment. Think about the things that you're saying about yourself, about others, your capabilities, your limitations. Think about if you're also putting timetables on everything in your life. Are you putting it in a box? Are you putting it in a timetable just because the doctor says so? Just because the average out there of the human beings is doing this? Something recently that's been really sticking out with me is knowing how to take a step back from the collective thoughts, knowing how to step back from the mentality of, oh, well, all of these people in the world are doing this, or all of these people in the world are struggling with this, or everybody's not doing this, or everybody isn't capable of doing this. Try to let go of that for a moment and then reel it into self, and step back and start with, okay, where can I start with myself and my life to bring individual change? Are there negative thoughts that I should maybe shift? Are there emotions that I'm holding on to that are causing disease in me? Are there physical ailments in my body that need to be addressed? What type of tools and resources do I have to take the next steps for my goals? Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, what tools and what resources everybody else in the world has. If this person's poor, if this person's rich, if this person is spiritually inclined or not, don't even worry about that. Focus on you in your present moment and what resources and tools that you have right now to start being the change that you want to see in the world. We can go on and on for days about the problems of the world, all the negativity that's happening. But the more that we just continue to focus on that, the more we keep ourselves in that vibration. And then we keep ourselves in ignorance of truth, ignorance of who we are, what we're capable of, beyond this human flesh, beyond these labels and identities that we have limited our own self under. Prime example, just recently on my Facebook, I made a status. And I made a status, it was a simple, gentle reminder, just saying, hey, if you're someone that's having health problems and you're still eating the same way that got you there, maybe consider thinking about your family, your children, and those that it may affect. So I shared that, and then I had people comment, and I love everybody, but it came from a place of victimhood. The comment came from a place of lack, came from a place of desperation, very lower polarity, so to say. So instead of trying to see the beauty and the positivity of my status as a gentle reminder, it went into a automatic jump of all of the problems, all of the limitations, all of the struggles that the collective world is going through. And this is the thing, is like, when we start doing that, we start escaping and taking away from our own accountability and our own self-empowerment of what we can do. And then on top of that, what that does is it also creates a space where now, instead of trying to be proactive, trying to bring in solutions and bring clarity. Now we're just staying stuck on perpetuating and even amplifying all of the negative polarity issues and limitations. So for example, they went on and on about how, the average American works this and that they don't really have time to eat and all these different things. And I used to be like that, I used to just run to all the excuses and all the negativity and the limitations of the whole entire collective and the whole world. And then I started realizing it's not only about the collective and the whole world, it's also about our individual self as individuals in this reality that we're experiencing. And what is it that we can do as individual, sovereign, spiritual, divine, co-creative, God and goddess-like beings on this planet? Like, yes, I understand, I know. There's some struggles. There are some things that make things very difficult going on in this world. That's for sure. But it does not take away our free will. It does not take away the divine essence in the fabric of our being that is capable of solving issues, that is capable of transmuting and transcending, as well as being a alchemical soul level being beyond the human. So we actually give our power away when we come from the mentality of what I just described with the people that commented on my status. We're giving our power away when we act in that type of way. Because when we're standing in our power, we're not making all the excuses. We're not attaching to all the things in the world as our limitations. So I just invite you today, or whenever, take a moment and reflect with yourself and see what places can I subtly make changes towards the direction of my goals or the things that I intend for my life. It could be micro to macro level changes. For example, if you're someone that's wanting a better diet, but you don't know how to budget or you don't know how to have the money for healthy food. Okay, well, think about what you're buying every day. Maybe even keep track of it if you need to. Are you going out to eat multiple times a week? Are you just paying for all these people's food? Are you buying all this candy, soda, all these extra things that you don't actually need for your health and your well-being? Are you buying extra clothes and purses that are just sitting in your closet? All these extra shoes that you're collecting? All these different things that we may be putting our money into that really have no true value in our life. But we're making excuses that we don't have money in order to eat healthy. This is where we could begin. This is a micro level step of change. It is looking at yourself, examining yourself in your daily life, in your weekly life, and really seeing, like, where is your money going? Is it true that you don't have the money to eat healthy? Or is it that you're spending your money in the places that are not supporting you being healthy? And maybe you need to take away spending in those areas so then you can switch it over and use that money in the healthy areas for yourself. Think about that. There's always a way. As they say, if there's a will, there is a way. We can either act through our will, act through open-mindedness of the divine, or we can stay closed down, not try to use our willpower, and to stay limited in the delusion of life. Real life things to think about. not just for yourself, but for your loved ones and everybody else. Keep in mind, too, you don't have to take on other people's beliefs as well. Beliefs about you, your intentions, all that type of stuff. And really keep eye out there on the people that project things and try to subtly tell you who you are and the things that you're capable of and doing. Really keep eye on that stuff, and you can cut that shit out as soon as you need to if you want. It's okay to do that. Friend, family, or whoever. You do not have to be told how to live your life, who you are, your capabilities, your intentions. So I wish I had extra money to buy new clothes and material things. Yeah, I'm it's one of those things where it's just not a necessity. But the reason why I bring it up though is because, sometimes we're saying that we don't have the money or it's too expensive to eat healthy, but then we're going and buying all this extra clothes and material things that don't even get used or just sit in our closets. But then we say we don't have money for eating healthy. Okay, sure. Excuses go a long way. Or I should say, they don't go a long way. Now, don't get me wrong, too. Just to make it clear, like, if you're living in poverty, you don't really have any knowledge, and you have like 4 kids, obviously there's definitely challenges there. All right. Wow, good discussion. So, yeah, that was the kybalion, the law of mentalism. And as always, share your feedback. It's absolutely welcomed. All right. So now we are going to go ahead and move into, and hopefully the connection doesn't go out. I'm actually going to go ahead and not even try to screen share YouTube, and I'll play the meditation music separately because I'm not sure what's going on with the Wi-Fi, but I'm going to play it safe here so it doesn't cut out. And I'm going to go ahead and get us some third eye chakra meditation music playing. Feel free to hydrate, use the restroom, get yourself comfortable, set up your Zen space at home, grab crystals, sage, whatever you'd like, and get yourself ready to receive and be a part of a third eye chakra reiki meditation clearing. And what I like to do here at Rising with Ra is the community Zen space. So if you're someone during this practices, during the episodes, that does set up a Zen space at home and you want to share what it looks like, share pictures or videos of the crystals that you use, the altar that you set up, whatever it may be, you can direct message me and send those pictures or videos into me. And then I'll add them in, and then they will be shown in the next episode for the community to connect with, and just to be able to give a little bit of fun and enjoyable energy of you sharing your gifts, sharing, a little bit of your light at home and your Zen space for the collective to connect with. So if that's something you want to do, just reach out. You can send me the pictures and videos of how you set up your Zen space at home for the practice, and I'll add it in, and then you'll be able to see it on the next episode. All right, so go ahead and get yourself cozy. Take a break if you need to, and we shall be back. Or as to say, we shall be forward. I guess I'll set up here. Let me check out the sound. Let me check out the sound. Okay, cool. Alrighty, guys. So yes, go ahead and get comfortable. Take a break if needed. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. All right. If you're tuning in on the YouTube side or Facebook, can you feel free to drop in the comments real quick if you guys can hear the singing bowls and frequencies? If you could, I would really appreciate that, because I want to make sure that you guys have a quality session here and you guys can hear it. Just anybody. Yes, you can hear it. Awesome. Thank you, Sarah, for the sound check. Sarah Brawhead, everybody. Okay. So today for the third eye chakra, I'm going to be using a labradorite crystal. Now, labradorite is also known for being for the throat chakra, but is resonant for both the throat and the third eye. Labradorite, when it comes to what it does, So labradorite is good for transformation, determination, and resilience during times of change. Helps you awaken your inner spirit and intuition, and is also known for protection and luck. So very good for accessing higher consciousness realms, as well as helping you activate and strengthen your limitless potential. So this is what I'll be using today for my third eye chakra. All right, so go ahead and get comfortable. You can sit, lay down, you can even stand if you want for this practice. Then check in with your posture. If you're sitting, having your back straight as much as you can. You can use a pillow, couch, edge of a bed, whatever you need to support yourself. Do what you can if you have a physical ailment. And then if you're laying down, having your legs straight and not crossed so they're not blocking the flow of energy. And then checking in with the shoulders, making sure that we are relaxing our shoulders down to the side. Checking in with the fingers, making sure we're not clenching our fist. Making sure our toes are flat. And then lastly, making sure our jaw is loose and we're not clenching our teeth. Softening the body, releasing tension, and just being relaxed and open. Now we'll bring focus to the breath. Breathing in through the nose. Then as we breathe in, we're going to direct that right here to the third eye. Then circulate it and exhale out of the mouth. Breathing in, focusing it consciously to the third eye. Exhaling out of the mouth. So really, we're not even allowing the breath to go down the body or anything. We're breathing in, consciously directing it to the third eye, releasing out of the mouth. And then continue that focused breath throughout this session. And as you do that, you may start feeling more energy. You may feel lighter in that forehead area. So now go ahead and take your crystal, if you have one, and with your left hand, which is your amplifying hand, as well as receiving, go ahead and place that crystal on your third eye with your hand. Then go ahead and place your right hand over top of it. And just lightly hold this. You don't need to put pressure on it. Make sure you're relaxing your shoulders still. Now begin to continue to focus on that breath cycle, breathing through the nose to the third eye and out of the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders. Now you can tune in and allow yourself to feel the Reiki energy naturally flowing through the palms of your hands, amplifying the crystal, and then clearing your third eye chakra. Stay with this awareness and continue to breathe in the cycle that we went through. As you continue to breathe, if there are any limited beliefs, any cognitive distortions, any mental attachments, any memories or perceptions that we wish to release and let go of, you can now bring it forward consciously and release it through the breath and through this crystal and Reiki energy. Just bring it forward. Let yourself know that you are allowing it to let go and release. Continue to cycle it with the breath. The affirmation that you may repeat out loud or inside your mind at your own free will. I am aligned in my beliefs with Christ consciousness, balance, and wholeness. I am bridging my hemispheres. I am bridging my left and right perception. I am seeing duality as support and balance rather than separate and against. I release limited beliefs and distortions that are no longer serving, causing resistance in me being my whole self in this human experience. Staying with the breath. I release any judgments, any mind control or manipulation that has been forced upon my space, that I have allowed. Unyana sushukoti siyana shukuto iana na sutu ishi na sututu kiena utu shi na dieta itiata kusha iana tuti isiana to ashi toki anata utieta ishiti anata ukiyata yashatiata. Staying with the breath. And as you breathe, I give you the loving reminder of the sensitivity of your mind, where you're focusing your energy, and what you are allowing to be fueled by your thoughts and attachments. Keep in mind these aspects, these things, as you move forward from this space today, knowing that you are accountable for the consent of your mind. You are accountable for the programming that is in your mind, and you are capable of making change with what already is in place in your mind. It is not there forever. It is not finite. It does not define who you are and your capabilities. You are beyond it. And it's up to you to choose out of your free will to want to change whatever it is that is not resonating. You may now begin to travel to your physical 3D body and begin to open your eyes, move your body, and be in your physical environment. Namaste. Ashe. You are now renewed in your third eye. Allow yourself to be present. Continue forward your momentum from this present space. Anything in the past arises, know that it's coming up for a reason, and it can be released. How are we all feeling? How are we feeling after that? Final reminders. Remember to hydrate. Clean water. Remember to nourish yourself properly. Take self-time for self-care with all of your activities. Remember to ground. And remember that you are the author of your story. You are the author of your reality that you experience. Not me, not your boss, not your family, but you. You are the author of your individual reality. So as we close out, coming up this Sunday will be the next episode of Ascending Beyond Limitations, the Raw Material Law of One, myself and Sandy Marshall, as we will be on our next episode at 6:33 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And then on Monday will be the next episode of Rising with Ra, as we will be exploring our crown chakra. Tune in and tap in. Thank you to all of you that have continued to support, show love, participate, and be a part of these beautiful spaces. If it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be what it is. It's a beautiful collaboration with you guys, and thank you for being a part of it. If you want to support, subscribe if you haven't yet, follow, like, and share. And share this content with your friends, your family, your children, anybody that you feel that could resonate with these helpful insights and reminders about the chakras, readings, our health, holistic approaches, the power we have within us. It's what it's all about. So please do share. Share with any and all that you feel could really use this. Appreciate you guys. I will see you guys soon. Reach out if you have questions or you'd like to book one-on-one services with me. wholeness and balanced love.